Dear students, today we'll start a new lesson which all living organisms are similar in the following characteristics. Motion means movement. All living organisms have to move. Respiration. All living organisms need oxygen to breathe. Nutrition. All living organisms have to eat. Excretion means all living organisms excrete means get rid of the harmful substance inside the body as a urine and stool. Reproduction means all living organisms can reproduce, give a new birth. Growth. All living organisms are growing up. We have an old story about Mrs. Gren. Mrs. Gren is a word that helps us to remember all the living organisms' characteristics. M for move, R for respire, S for senses, and G for grow, R for reproduce, E for excrete, and N for nutrition. First, we have to take a general look about every system in our body and the function of each one. The human body is made up of systems. Each system performs a certain function. Let's start with the digestive system. This is our digestive system. It contains many organs from the mouth to the anus. What is the function of the digestive system? It digests and absorbs food. This is the function of our digestive system. System number 2 is the respiratory system. This is our respiratory system from the nose to the lung. Our respiratory system carries out the breathing process. This is the function of our respiratory system. System number 3, called the circulatory system. It carries out the transport function. It is the transporter of our body. It distributes or transports the digested food and the oxygen all over the body. System number 4, the urinary system. Yes, that makes us excrete the excess water in our body. It helps the body to get rid of harmful substance as urine. System number 5 is called the nervous system. It's our brain and the spinal cord. It gives us the ability to feel, see, hear, smell, and taste. It's responsible for the 5 senses. System number 6 is called the reproductive system. It helps us to give birth to a new individual that looks like us. So, the monkey will give a birth for a small monkey. We will give a birth for small babies just like us.
Hi, I'm Jared. Welcome to Fun Science Demos. Over 150 years ago, scientists used microscopes just like this one to look carefully at plants and animals. They would take small pieces of those plants or animals, put them on this glass slide, and look at it under the microscope. And guess what they discovered? They discovered that all plants and animals are made of these tiny little parts that they called cells. And that's the big idea today. All plants and animals are made of cells, and we're going to zoom in and take a closer look at some of those cells. When scientists looked at those plants and animals under the microscope, here are some pictures of what they saw. They saw skin cells. They saw muscle cells. Here's a picture of some bone cells. Now these are some nerve cells. And take a look at that. Those right there, those are blood cells. So scientists found all these different cells. How do they work together and what do they do? Meet my good friend Rachel C. Rachel is the same size as a real human being, but she's not real. She's made of plastic, and she looks a little bit different because we've taken off her skin so we can see inside. Believe it or not, all of us look the same on the inside, and all of these inside parts are made of cells, the same cells we looked at under the microscope. Now, scientists call all of these different inside parts organs, and each of these organs has a special job, and each of these organs are also made of the same type of cells. So let's explore these different organs and take a look at what they do. But remember, every cell in our body needs two things. They need food and they need oxygen. So take a deep breath. Well, when you breathed in, I breathed in air. Where did that air go? The air went inside these organs. Scientists call these organs the lungs. And what's their job? Their job is to take oxygen from the air and put it into our blood. But how does that oxygen in the blood get to all of our different cells? We'll take a look at this. We can pull off the lungs and we find something right here. This organ is a heart. It's about the same size as a closed fist. And what's its job? Well, this organ is a pump, and it pumps blood to all the cells in our body. And that blood has oxygen and food. The oxygen comes from the lungs. But where does the food come from? Well, when we eat, food travels down our throat, behind the heart, into this organ right here. It's called the stomach. You can't see all of it because it's covered by the liver, another organ. Your mouth and your stomach make that food smaller, and your stomach's connected to this next organ. It's a long tube called the intestines. There's the big intestine, and then there's the small intestines. It's hard to see it because it's all bunched up, but the intestine is one long tube. In fact, it's about 20 of these pointers placed end to end. That's really long. The blood takes food from our intestines and moves that to every cell in our body. Now, we don't use all the food we eat, so where does that food go? Well, it comes out of our body. Remember, all of these organs work together to keep all of our cells alive and working. How many cells are they keeping alive and working? Well, the human body has a lot of cells. How many? Well, through science we've discovered, and through the microscope we've discovered, that there's not hundreds of cells, there's not millions of cells, there's not billions of cells, there's trillions of cells that make up our human body. That's a lot of cells doing a lot of work. They're little. We can only see them through a microscope, but those little things are really powerful. If you want to learn more about the human body, check out our links in the video description. Science is so cool. The human body is so cool. Thanks for watching.
Now, let's begin our journey inside the digestive system. What is the digestion? If I eat a sandwich like this one, by digestion, it will change into a liquid like this one inside the stomach. So the digestion means changing the food from the complex form into a simple one to let the body benefit from it. Our digestive system contains so many organs. We divided the organs of the digestive systems into two groups. One group is called the digestive canal, and the other group is called the digestive canal supplementaries. Let's go with the digestive canal organs. Number 1, we have the mouth. 2, pharynx. 3, esophagus. 4, stomach. 5, small intestine. 6, the large intestine. And the digestive canal supplementaries. Number 1, the salivary glands. 2, liver. 3, pancreas. So you have to know each organ in which group. This is our digestive system. Let's start with the digestive system canal. Let's start with the mouth. Here. And the pharynx is here, esophagus is this part, and this is the stomach. After the stomach, we have the small intestine. The small intestine is divided into two parts. The first part is called the duodenum. This is the purple part here. And the coiled part here is called the ileum. So the small intestine is divided into two parts. The first part is called duodenum, and the second part is called ileum. After the small intestine, the food goes to the large intestine. This is the large intestine. And you have to know that the rectum and the anus are parts from the large intestine. Now let's go for the digestive canal supplementaries, which are the salivary glands here found inside the mouth, the liver, and the pancreas. You have to know each organ and each position. The digestive canal is made up of a group of organs, as we said before, starting from the mouth till the large intestine, in the shape of a long pipe or duct with length 9 to 10 meters. How is that? My whole body length is about 1 meter, 1.5, maximum 2 meters. How the digestive canal is inside our body and it is 9 to 10 meters. It's coiled inside the abdomen. It's coiled. The digestive canal started with the mouth opening and ends with the anus opening. Most of the organs of the digestive system exist in the abdominal cavity. Let's start with the first organ in the digestive system, which is mouth. We have inside the mouth three parts: teeth, tongue, and salivary glands. We will talk about each one of them by details. Start with teeth. The number of teeth in an adult person, 32 teeth, with different shapes in our mouth. We have incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. Every shape of our teeth has its specific function. Now let's talk about the number of teeth and the function of each type. Let's start with the incisors. These are the incisors in our mouth. We have two jaws. This is the upper jaw and this is the lower jaw. We have 4 incisors in each jaw. The function of the incisors, they cut and tear food into small pieces. If I want to cut an apple, I will use my incisors to cut it. The canines. We have 2 canines in each jaw. These are the canines. The canines are cut and tear food into small pieces also, but mainly the canines is for tearing food and the incisors for cutting food. Molars. We have 10 molars in each jaw. These are the molars. The molars are for grinding food that help for swallowing process. In the children's mouth, we have teeth that's called milk teeth. They are weak teeth formed through the childhood. So inside the children's mouth, we have the milk teeth. The number of the milk teeth, 20 teeth, 10 in each jaw. They are divided into 4 incisors, 2 canines, and only 4 molars. In adults, we said 10 molars. But for children, we only have 4 molars. They are replaced by the stronger ones by the age of 12 years old. Let's talk about the tongue. The function of the tongue, we have very important function for our tongue. It is the speech organ. I cannot speak an understandable words without the tongue. It changes sound forming from the larynx, which produce only the sound, into understandable words. So you can understand what I'm saying now using my tongue. 2. It mixes food with the saliva. The saliva is the liquid in your mouth. The tongue is mixing the food with the saliva to help swallowing. 3, it is responsible for tasting food. So we have very important function for the tongue. First, the speech organ. It mixes food with the saliva. It is responsible for tasting food. Now let's talk about the salivary glands. We have 3 pairs of salivary glands. One pair under our ears, one pair under our tongue, and this one under our mouth. So we have 3 pairs of the salivary gland. 3 pairs means 6, but we say it as pairs, 3 pairs. The function of the salivary glands is very important function. It secretes saliva, which is the liquid in your mouth, that contain digestive enzymes. Digestive enzymes, the substance that digests food into simple substance to let our body benefit from it. So, the salivary glands secrete saliva, which is contain the digestive enzymes, which digest a specific part of the food, which is the starch. So the saliva only digests starch into sugar. Again, the salivary glands are 3 pairs in our mouth, or they found inside the mouth and under our ears. The function for the salivary glands, they secrete saliva, and the saliva contains digestive enzymes. What are the digestive enzymes? They are the substance that digest food into simple substance. The saliva mainly digests starch, not all kinds of food. It only digests starch into sugar. We have a very important question here. Why do you feel sweet taste when you eat a piece of bread? We said that we have saliva in our mouth that's secreted by the salivary glands, and the piece of bread is made up of starch. So the saliva digests the starch inside the bread into sugar. So I feel a sweet taste in my mouth when I'm eating a piece of bread. We have an important note here. There is a disease that's called mombus. Yes, it's called mombus. It is a viral disease, infects the salivary glands. So, mombus is a viral disease, infects only the salivary glands, which is located beneath the ears. I said before that we have 3 pairs of salivary glands. One of them is beneath the ears, causing its inflammation. You can see a person like this one with inflamed and swollen beneath the ears. So it's a mombus disease that infects the salivary glands. We have finished the first part of our lesson. See you in the next video on the second part. Thank you.